You can talk to me. Until then, ain't nothing going. Call who you need to call, do what you need to do. Ain't nothing happen. No money, no beers, no partying, no sections, nothing. You put me and mine on the motherfucking flyer, give me everything. And if you can't, don't play with me. I don't know if y'all from here, but don't play with me in this city. I'm a city. Don't play with me in this city.
It started with a single video. Just one clip. A few seconds of blurry footage that would turn into a storm powerful enough to shake the entire Harris family to its core. When that video hit social media, people didn't even believe it at first. Some said it was fake. Others said it was edited. But as the hours passed, more angles, more screenshots, and more whispers began to surface. And suddenly, King Harris, the son of hip-hop royalty, the loud, proud kid who grew up in the spotlight, became the center of one of the most shocking scandals in recent memory. The clip wasn't long. It didn't need to be. Just a few seconds showing King in what appeared to be a very intimate moment with another man. No context. No explanation. But enough to send the internet into chaos. Fans flooded comment sections with disbelief, while blogs and gossip sites went into overdrive. Is that really King? What's going on? Why isn't T.I. saying anything? For hours, silence filled the air. Not a word from the family. Not a post from T.I., not a statement from Tiny. Just digital wildfires spreading everywhere. But behind the scenes, inside that Atlanta mansion where the Harris family had shared laughter, music, and countless memories, chaos had already erupted. Tiny was the first to find out. Her phone buzzed in the middle of the night. She saw the video and froze. Her heart dropped. She replayed it 3 times, hoping her eyes were wrong, hoping maybe it wasn't her son. But she knew that face. She knew that chain around his neck. It was King. Her hands trembled as she dialed T.I.'s number. He didn't answer at first. But when he finally did, her voice cracked. You need to see this. Right now. Within minutes, T.I. was on his phone, watching the same video that had already spread across the internet. And for the first time in a long time, T.I., the man known for being strong, outspoken, and unshakable, went silent. He didn't yell. He didn't curse. He just stared. Then he whispered, "No way, that's my boy." As the news continued to explode online, King himself stayed quiet. No Instagram live. No response. Just silence, something rare for him. And that silence made it worse. Because when you don't explain yourself, the world starts writing the story for you. Commentators began digging through his old videos, searching for signs. Blogs speculated about his lifestyle. People who had never met him acted like they knew his truth. And T.I., who had spent his whole career protecting his image and his family's name, found himself fighting a losing battle. Not with the internet, but with his emotions. For years, he had been hard on King. Everyone knew that. Their relationship had always been rocky, full of pride, ego, and unspoken pain. But this time was different. This time, it wasn't about behavior, money, or fame. It was about identity. About a father seeing his son being torn apart publicly and not knowing how to protect him. Tiny tried to calm things down. She begged T.I. not to post anything out of anger. She reminded him that the world was watching, and whatever he said could either save their son or destroy him further. But T.I. wasn't the type to stay quiet for long. So when the rumors got out of control, when people started making memes and turning King's name into a trending hashtag, that's when T.I. snapped. He went live. No script. No PR team. Just raw emotion. He looked into the camera, his voice shaky but full of fire. You'll need to stop playing with my son. I don't care what's going around online. That's my blood. My child. And I'm gonna stand by him no matter what. The internet lit up again. Some praised him for defending his son. Others accused him of trying to do damage control. But what really caught attention was his tone. It wasn't just defensive. It was hurt. And for the first time, people saw T.I. not as a celebrity or a rapper, but as a father whose son was drowning in public humiliation. Meanwhile, King finally broke his silence. Late at night, he went on Instagram Live. His face looked tired, his voice heavy. He started by saying, I know what you'll seen. I know what you're saying. But half of y'all don't even know what really happened. He didn't deny it. He didn't confirm it either. But the way he spoke, the pauses, the emotion, made people listen. He talked about how growing up famous wasn't what everyone thought. How being T.I.'s son meant never being allowed to make mistakes. How everything he did, from what he wore to who he hung out with, was judged. Then he said something that hit everyone watching. Maybe I ain't perfect. But y'all don't get to decide who I am. Not you, not the blogs, not even my daddy. That last line, not even my daddy, went viral instantly. It was raw. It was defiant. And it opened the door to something deeper, years of pain between him and T.I. that had been quietly building behind the cameras. Tiny cried when she heard it. She knew King's words weren't just anger. They were years of feeling misunderstood, unseen, overshadowed. T.I. didn't respond publicly to King's statement, but sources close to the family said he was heartbroken. He felt like the world was watching him lose his son, not physically, but emotionally. As the days passed, more layers of the story came out. Some people claimed the video had been leaked by someone close to King, a friend who wanted attention. Others suggested it was hacked from a private iCloud backup. No one knew for sure. But one thing was clear. The leak wasn't just about exposure. It was about betrayal. King started isolating himself. He stopped posting, stopped hanging out with friends, even stopped answering calls. His confidence, the same one that once made him the loudest in the room, was gone. Tiny begged him to come home, to let them help him. But King didn't want sympathy. He wanted space. And that's when T.I. made the hardest decision of all. Instead of chasing him down, instead of lecturing him like before, he decided to show up, quietly. No cameras. No entourage. Just a father visiting his son in silence. They sat in that room together for hours. At first, no words. Just tension and pain thick in the air. But then T.I. finally said, "Son, I don't care what the world thinks. I just care that you're okay." And for the first time in a long time, King didn't roll his eyes or argue. He just nodded. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't healing. But it was a start. The internet moved on, as it always does. Another scandal replaced King's story a few days later. But for the Harris family, the damage was already done. Trust had been broken. Private pain had gone public. And even though they tried to rebuild, the cracks were still visible. But something unexpected happened weeks later. King returned to social media, not with a rant, not with anger, but with music. A new song. In it, he didn't mention names or details, but his lyrics spoke volumes. He talked about being judged by the world for trying to find peace, about carrying a last name too heavy for his age. The song trended instantly. People who once mocked him started commenting things like, "He's growing. This sounds real. He's finally speaking his truth." And that's when T.I. reposted the track with one simple caption, "Proud of you, son." Fans couldn't believe it. After all the drama, all the pain, that one post showed what words never could, that love, no matter how tested, still existed. But behind the scenes, insiders said things were still complicated. T.I. was struggling with guilt, not just about the video, but about all the times he had been too harsh, too controlling. He felt like maybe, if he had listened more and judged less, things wouldn't have spiraled this far. Tiny, on the other hand, was just relieved that King was finding some kind of outlet. She didn't care about the gossip anymore. She cared about her family healing. But even as things seemed to calm down, the internet wasn't done. A new clip surfaced, a behind-the-scenes video from a club a few months before the scandal. It showed King hanging out with friends, laughing, carefree. And standing next to him was the same man from the leaked footage. The speculation reignited instantly. So it was real? Was that his boyfriend? Did T.I. know? This time, though, T.I. didn't say a word. He had learned his lesson. Sometimes silence speaks louder than anything else. And maybe, deep down, he realized that whatever his son's truth was, it wasn't his to control. King, meanwhile, didn't hide anymore. He didn't run. He simply posted on his story, "I ain't explaining nothing. I'm living." And that one line, became the statement that ended it all. Because sometimes, the real strength isn't in proving who you are to the world. It's in standing tall, even when the world tries to break you. For T.I. and Tiny, this scandal forced them to look at themselves, not just as parents, but as people. People who had made mistakes, people who had been too caught up in fame to see their son's quiet cries for freedom. And for King, it was a painful but powerful awakening, a reminder that even when the world turns against you, the only truth that matters is your own. In the end, that leaked video didn't destroy him. It exposed what needed to change, not in him, but around him. T.I. may have built an empire with his music, but King was learning to build his own, one built on authenticity, not approval. And while the internet might forget by next week, the Harris family won't. Because this wasn't just another celebrity scandal. It was a family, learning, the hard way, what love really looks like when the cameras stop rolling.